There's 6 type of videos that quietly grow your business while you're doing completely other things. So the first one is authority. So for authority, I want everybody to think back to when you were a child, when you were in high school, or you were in school, you had your teachers, you had your coaches, PE teachers, everything. These were authority figures in your life because they taught you something that you didn't know. For example, like preachers, pastors, these are all authority figures because we go to them for knowledge, right? So when you educate people, use educational content, you are positioning yourself as an authority figure for this person, right? All right, so the second one is going to be Byron Magnet, right? So when you think of Byron Magnet, you kind of want to think of clickbait, right? So we've all been clickbaited on YouTube where we thought it was going to be something and we clicked the video and it wasn't, right? So we kind of want to do the same thing where we're targeting specific audiences, right? So we're going to make our content about their pain points so we can attract a certain type of people, right? So people scroll through the internet all day, but if you target their pain, that'll make them stop, right? So when you see somebody on the internet that you can relate to, right? They're solving a problem that you have, you stop. It's just human nature, right? Right? It's like when you're having a conversation or you overhear somebody talking about something and it's something that's actually going on in your life or something that you can relate to right then and there, right? You're gonna stop, you're gonna look at that person, you may be like, hey, so that's kind of what we're doing with Byron Magnets. We're trying to stop people in their tracks. So we're going to target their pain points and we want to offer solutions to their pain points. So that's like Byron Magnets, right? All right, so number 3 is stories, right? So we all love a good story, man. We all love Marvel, y'all love Marvel, all love Marvel. We all love action movies, good story time, cinematic, just stuff that keep us glued to the TV screen. It's ingrained in us. We've been doing this since we were a child, watching movies since we was a kid, right? So you want to implement this into your content creation, right? You want to tell good stories that people love. You can talk to someone for hours and you may forget the entire conversation 6 months from now. But if they tell you a great story, you remember that story forever. You'll never forget that story. So we want to tell great stories in our content, right? And tell good stories. Awesome. So the fourth one is status boost, right? So it's kind of like favoritism in a little bit, right? So you ever seen those videos or those kids that go to like the mall or something and they pretend to be a celebrity and they're like faking it and everybody, because they got like fake security guards and all of that, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, let me get a picture, right? So we're gonna use the same thing with content, right? So we're gonna use status boosting content, like just kind of stuff that just makes you look good, like, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it's like human nature for people to like people that other people like. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're gonna like just make you likable in a sense. Awesome. So the fifth one is engagement baiting, right? So this is like the very simplest thing that you can do. Anybody can do it, right? So I used to do this on my sports page all the time. If there's like a game, boxing event, anything going on, I just get on my story and be like, yo, who do y'all think is gonna win, right? And it would get thousands and thousands of like engagements, right? Like that's when I'm getting the most of my story views. Like the most story views that I've had have came from me engaging baiting, right? So you can do this in posts, in video, like anything that you post, you can engagement bait, right? In a description, in a video, like you could just ask people a question that you know that's easy for them to respond to, right? Or you can get on your stories and make a post. It's something weird about Instagram, right? When you do a poll on your story first, you get more views. You get way more views. Like if you run a poll on your story and make an engagement, something that everybody that follows you can relate to, you're gonna get way more views. I don't know why. It's something about Instagram that you just get way more views. And you can do this with your descriptions, your captions, in your video scripts. It's just a way to bait people to engage in your content, right? Awesome. All right, so 6 is your offer, right? So imagine going to a restaurant and you went to a restaurant and they had no menu. Right? So they gave you the menu, you sat down, you and your family, everybody sat down and y'all about to get food and you got the menu and there was nothing on it, it's blank. You'll be like, whoa, what do you do? What do you guys serve here, right? So that's kind of like your offer, right? So you want to make content to show people what you actually do, right? So that answers the question. That type of content instantly answers the question. What do you do? What do you like? What do you offer us? That's that. I hate that I'll be like kind of like doing like sarcastic stuff, but I'll be trying to like break it down so everyone can understand it. And then I try to like even go deeper than that. But I'm like, all right, that's really all I got. So then I'll be like, but so that's your offer, is basically just telling people like, what do you do? So you kind of make content around what you do, and just answer that question. So it's like handling an objection before it even happens by making those type of contents. So I say making those type of content.